Hello everybody. First of all, I just want to say I'm sorry that I've been so quiet recently. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded and I didn't want to disappear without explaining why. To be honest, YouTube has had to take a bit of a back seat. Life has simply taken over. I haven't brewed since Atlantic Kit and Cross My Loof, and I actually filmed the brew day, and I think the video is on YouTube, but it's set to private because I was waiting for the film, the tasting, to add on to the end. Sadly that's never happened because everything else that has been going on has taken priority. Towards the end of last year, my dad, who's 78, was diagnosed with bowel cancer. Thankfully, after surgery and treatment, he went into remission at the beginning of this year, and we were all so relieved. He was having regular checkups and we were hopeful that things were finally moving in the right direction. Then everything's changed. We received the heartbreaking news that my uncle David had been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and it all happened so incredibly fast. Within just a couple of weeks he'd passed away. I was actually on holiday in Wales when I got the news. I was honoured to be asked to help to carry his coffin into the crematorium. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it meant a great deal to me. We gave him the peaceful and loving send-off he deserved, surrounded by family. And not long after that, my dad received a phone call from the hospital while he was away. They'd found something during one of his checkups. The cancer is back. This time it's spread to his liver. Because of his age, chemotherapy and radiotherapy aren't really options, so the consultant believes the best chance he has is keyhole surgery to remove the tumour. It's still a major operation and there are risks because of his age, but it really is the only path left. He's had all of his tests, and on the 9th of July we'll have his final assessment to decide whether he's fit enough to undergo the operation. As if that wasn't enough, my mum, who's 76, has also had her own health scare. We came back from Wales, we found out she'd collapsed in severe pain and had been taken into A&E. She was being sick constantly and suffering with terrible abdominal pain. Thankfully, it all turned out to be gallstones. The doctors believe she's past one, but because of everything else, they're now talking about removing her gallbladder. And believe it or not, her pre-op assessment is exactly on the same day as my dad's. It's just one thing after another. At home, things haven't exactly slowed down either. My better half, who has been struggling because of her mum, who's 83, isn't very well, and she's spending as much time with her as she can. Our daughter is still away from home after university, and our lad is here with me. I've been trying to do everything I can to get him a job where I work, but it just feels like I'm banging my head against the brick wall. I'm not ashamed to admit that over the last month there have been times when everything has felt overwhelming. There have been some very dark moments where I've questioned how much more I could carry, but somehow each time I've managed to remind myself that I have to keep fighting, not just for me, but for my family and for all the people I love. So if you've been wondering where I've been, that is the reason. Brewing Beer just hasn't been possible. If I'm honest, when your head's full of hospitals, appointments and worrying about the people you love, it's difficult to find the energy to pick up a camera, let alone make videos. Work isn't helping much either. They're even talking about starting our rounds at 5 in the morning because of the hot weather coming next week, which means even less sleep than normal. My next proper break isn't until September, so for now it's a case of putting my head down, pulling my boots on and just keep going one day at a time. I really do hope this isn't the end of my YouTube journey. I miss brewing, I miss making videos, and I miss chatting with you all. I've always said that making these videos feels a little bit like therapy. Even if only one person watches all these alike, it still feels worthwhile. It's almost like sitting down with friends for a chat, and that's something I really miss. So thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for simply being there on the other side of the screen. You probably don't realise just how much this community has meant to me over the years, but it truly has. Look after yourselves, look after the people you love, and never take the time you have together for granted. Hopefully before too long I'll be back with a beer in the fermenter and a camera in my hand and a smile on my face. So until then, take care, and I'll see you all soon.